At the beginning of the game, each ship has the same baseline abilities: 6 attack, 6 defense, 6 speed, and a maximum of 6 armor. As you attain wealth by completing missions, you may want to spend this money to improve your ship. In general, blue-colored add-ons cost 100 credits and will let you roll an 8-sided die. Red-colored add-ons cost 200 credits and will let you roll a 10-sided die. Each player can take one of these cheat sheets. Those explain some of the pricing and shows a picture of what each component looks like. So if a player is able to land on this green ship symbol, the shipyard, they can use their money to purchase for 100 one of these blue components. So this is the blue engine. They would put it here. They could also, on the same turn, spend 200 for one of the red components. These top 3 red components have a special ability, which is shown on your cheat sheet. You could also do the hull. If you got the red hull, first of all, when you buy one of the hulls, you first have to improve your armor status to the maximum possible, so in this case 6. And then you would buy that, and for the 200, your maximum armor would go up to 10, and you'd immediately, each armor costs $20. As these get depleted in the game, just to buy one is $20 a piece. If you ever get down to 0 armor, your ship is destroyed, so don't let that happen. The shipyards are the only places where you can get the hulls, but the black market at the Scoundrel's Den is the only place that you can get these single-use items. When you buy these, you can only buy one at a time and equip one at a time on your ship. This one here is a tractor beam. This one here is a torpedo. So the tractor beam will allow you to say at the end of your turn, if you come within 1, 2, 3 hexes of an opponent that you want to reel in, you can use the tractor beam to bring them to you so you can attack them. The torpedo is during combat, if on your turn, instead of rolling your attack die according to what your number or your upgrade is here, you would just use this, and it's 100% effective at reducing your opponent's armor by 1. But it is limited in that you can only equip one at a time. Let's show a scenario here of how attacking works. Here's a scenario where we have a red and a blue ship in close proximity in space. Let's say the red guy just got through completing a mission at this star system, and he's gotten the mission card, completed mission card for that. If you look at his ship, he doesn't have any engine upgrade, so he would roll a 6-sided dice and he would roll a 3. So maybe he's just trying to limp over to this shipyard to get his armor status back up. So he moves 1, 2, 3, and now it's the blue guy's turn. And if you look at him, he rolls a 10-sided dice, to move, and you can see he rolled a 9, and he sees, let's see, I've got quite a bit of armor, and I've got this single-use torpedo. Maybe I can attack the red guy and try to steal some of his completed mission cards to take some of his victory points away from him. So he moves 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he has to have enough to land on the same sector of space, which that's kind of a special circumstance where 2 of the discs can be on the same hex at the same time. So he had enough to get there, and so on his turn he will attack. He doesn't have an upgrade to his gun, so he just attacks with the 6-sided dice. If you look at the red guy, he has the blue upgrade for his defense, his shield. So he will roll an 8-sided dice for his defense. The attack roll has to be more than the defense roll in order to penetrate the shield and reduce the armor by 1 point. I will note that the special ability of the red engine, if you're fighting an opponent who has no upgrade, or if it's a mission opponent, if they just have a 6 for their speed, he gets to attack that person twice. So on his turn, blue guy would roll the 6-sided dice, red guy would roll the 8-sided dice. And you see on the first attack, he was successful in reducing the red guy's armor by 1. He also gets a second attack. That time it was a tie, so nothing would happen on that. Now, when it came around to the red guy's turn again, he could either carry on the attack. If so, you'd see he would attack with an 8-sided dice. Blue would defend with a 6-sided dice because he has no shield upgrade. If the red ship chooses to flee, they would have to take a hit to their status and look through their cards and discard one of their completed mission cards. In this case, they would choose one of the 1s over the 2s, and that just gets discarded, and that takes a hit to their. So if red decided just to flee to the shipyard to repair their armor, they would do that. Although that player would have to try to get free and then enter the shipyard, because the shipyard would not lower its shields if it had been in combat in the last turn. So we're going to say that the red guy is going to just say, I'm going to just keep fighting the blue. Now the red has an 8-sided attack. Blue has a 6-sided defense. So as you can see, red was successful in taking down blue 1 notch. Now when it came around to blue's turn, blue would continue with the attack. Blue attacks with the 6. Red defends with the 8. So blue was unsuccessful in his first attack. He gets another attack because of his special engine. Second attack unsuccessful. Now it would be again back to the red guy's attack on his turn, and he would get 1 attack, and he was successful and knocking down blue 1. Now it's back to blue's turn. Blue gets 2 attacks. First one, unsuccessful. Second attack, unsuccessful. So it would be red's turn to attack next. Red was successful. Now it would be blue turn to attack. And blue was successful. So blue will take down red 1. And blue would also get another turn to attack. Let's say he chooses to use his torpedo, and that would destroy the red ship. At this point, red would be forced to flip over his completed mission cards and count up the number of victory points that there were. He would keep half of them, and the other half would be given to the victor. Also, at this point, the victor would be able to roll his 6-sided die twice. 3 is a gun, 5 is cash. So he would look at this ship which was destroyed. He would be able to actually take the gun from that ship, and then also any cash that that person had. And this, the red person on their next turn would be able to keep their 2 points that they got from completed missions, but they could do a restart on their next turn, which is basically starting from scratch with no upgrades and 40 space credits, and then starting over. Adversaries arising from missions come in 2 types, aggressive and fugitive. Most mission opponents will be aggressive. Aggressive opponents will not have a movement strength identified on their strength callout. Instead, they will have an X. Here's a mission with actually 2 aggressive opponents. Note the X's for where there would normally be a movement value. Let's see how one would handle these facing these 2 opponents. So let's say the yellow guy just drew this mission at the bar, and he would motor on over to Vega, and when he had enough movement points left to actually land on that hex, he could take those 2 purple markers off. He'd put 2 shields on one of them, 2 armors on one of them, and 1 armor on the other one. He would get 1 turn to attack, and a hint for this particular mission, attack the ship that only has the 1 armor first, because until one of the ships is destroyed, they will both retaliate attacks, since they're not going to flee, they're aggressive and will retaliate. So you could try to eliminate that guy first, and then a player's mission opponents will be controlled by the player to his or her left. They will make the attack, defense, and movement rolls of the mission opponents, and that will happen on the turn immediately following, in this case, the yellow ship's turn.